treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
I'm appalled at what you said on that pod thing. It's disgusting.
This is the After the Show podcast. It's where we get honest and real with yo ass. So sit back, relax, have a blast, because it's time for the After the Show podcast.
Yeah, here we go. It is the KVJ After the Show podcast for 2023, brand new year. Here we go. Yeah. Big
What's the matter?
stuff.
I think we have a dragonfly in the studio. There's some kind of bug in here flying around.
Yeah?
When the mushrooms kick in, somebody hit somebody hit the Denny's tea bag.
Yep.
That's
What he was doing in the other
mushroom
room.
tea.
Yeah.
The Denny's tea bag. That sounds very sexual.
Denny's in there teabagging.
Already.
I don't see a dragonfly.
No, it's
what
nothing.
the hell are you talking about?
Oh my gosh. Where is this?
And can I have some of this tea?
Where is this dragonfly at? I swear I'm not crazy.
Yeah, I don't see anything either.
All right. Never mind.
You okay?
I don't know. Hey, Happy New Year, everybody.
Wow.
Happy New Year. I now take shrooms.
I swear this is not alcohol. It's water. Maybe that's the problem.
Well, is anyone here celebrating Dry January?
Get out of here with that.
You don't do that bullshit, do you, Kev?
No.
No, don't make rules and proclamations that you know your ass can't deliver on.
Some people are good. It works for some people, though. Some people
Sure.
need a goal and a thing to get excited about. And I can see that. I get why we don't like it, but I can also see why it does work for some people.
Yeah, no, I think you got to do whatever works for you.
Exactly.
You know, got to do it. No, there are some things as I go into a new year, be like, okay, let's, I do talk to myself about some things. And I got a couple things that I'm, going to try to do in the new year. I'm going to try to drink more water. I'm going to try to stick to my 100 push-ups a day. I'm talking about. And
100?
100.
Wow.
I do them, and I just don't have time to work out anymore because I got to pick up my kid in the afternoons now, and that's shot the whole workout time that I ever had. That's, chunking out a good 90 minutes to 2 hours a day. So workout time is bye-bye. So, but, you can drop and do 20. And, so I try to do that 5 times a day. So it's simple. You just got to have things that, try to work into your system.
And what was the other thing you wanted to work on? Water?
Water, push-ups, and I'm going to really try to cut back on the binge drinking where, I'll have too many and you get out of control. I like it to relax, but, yeah, I just got to
I hear you.
I got to curb it in because I had a couple, days over break where probably went a little too heavy.
Did something happen?
No, nothing happened other than just, you wake up the next day and you're like.
What did your wife say?
She didn't say anything.
Okay.
No, but she did. Like on Christmas Day, I got, like the one thing I got was a bottle of vodka. In fact, I got the shirt on here. It's from my son's distillery he works for in Nashville. Big Machine. If you're ever there, pop in and do the tour. He gives it. Tennessee whiskey.
Okay.
Nice.
People were asking what that was. So he got this, and he got me a bottle of vodka, too, went with it. So I started off, and I made, some Bloody Marys, and then we were just sitting around for the whole day. And so,
Christmas sipping.
Yeah, Christmas sipping. And by the end of the day, next day, I woke up, I'm like, she's like, gosh, you polished off a good half of that bottle. And I'm like, yeah, I think I went a little heavy. So,
I woke up under the tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't do it that often.
No, it wasn't like I was Dana White and slapping my wife, nothing like that. So.
No, you had a couple extra.
You're not that
Yeah.
dumb. If you go to slap the queen, it's going to be really bad for you.
No, yeah, because his wife slapped him first. Yeah, if my wife slapped me first, I'd be on the ground.
Okay, I'm going to bed now.
Hurts so bad.
I'm sorry.
I'll stop drinking.
Yeah. So no, that's it. That's just 3 things to kind of keep in mind. I'm sure I'll fail out here in the next couple of weeks, but it's at least trying to start off with good intentions.
Yeah, I think it's good if you put notice. If it's something you want to change, I think that's a great thing to take note of. But also don't make yourself go so fucking crazy.
Right.
Dude. And there was
Yeah.
one of mine, not to swear as much.
Okay. All right. Baby steps, man.
I think I
Baby
say that
steps.
every year. I'm not going to swear as much this year, Kevin.
I think I have heard that in years past.
Oh, every year.
Yeah.
I'm a,
Whatever. Yeah, so there were a lot of things that happened. One where there was a lot of drinking, the naughty potty. That happened that Friday night right after we left for break all the way back on December 16th. Bird was talking about this strong drink, and Virginia, you were saying the end of the night got fuzzy for you. But other than that, I didn't really hear any other details about what went off at the naughty potty.
It was fun. It was a great time. You know, we had the new booty crew and the old booty crew.
Okay.
The two factions came together, really didn't talk or hang out at all.
Yeah, there's going to be a turf war.
They all
I'm
kind
going to promote
They
it.
just separated.
They
And,
all kind of stayed in their own like groups, and I think each raged individually, but they didn't do a lot of commingling, which was what I was hoping for.
I don't know what the hell Virginia made me, but son of a bitch.
Well, I made you a special drink. It was like a slushy. It was a very grapey
Dog,
fruit punch.
It reminded me of a call a cab. Remember
rapey
that?
or rapey?
Grapey and rapey.
Man, I felt like she roofied me.
He did walk in here and say, "Bitch, you Bill Cosby'd me."
I'm drinking it, and all of a sudden
Yeah.
I go, "Whoa, I feel a little woozy. I'm seeing double." Yeah, but it was a strong drink, but it was so masked with sweet shit.
Yeah, I made
Yeah.
it super sweet because I know what baby likes.
Baby does
Baby
like
likes it sweet. Baby likes it real
That's
sweet.
usually what it is. There's usually that one drink that might turn the tide
That
in
turned
a
the
night.
tide. That turned the vacation.
That's the first thing I gave him when he walked in. I was like, "I made you a slushy."
Oh, within seconds. Great host. Great host. I had a blast, though. You know, it's fun till it's not.
Yeah, you're right.
The scantily clad women, I think, was fun for a lot of people because the girls turned it out. The new booties and the old booties all wore super sexy outfits.
Definitely a lot of weird conversations. It definitely got
It
weird.
got weird.
Oh,
Okay. What was
did
the
it get-
weirdest conversation you think?
Oh man, I can't even talk about it, Kevin.
No.
I can't.
I looked up and I was pretty drunk. And Jay Bird is getting his hair braided by one of the new booties. And I was like, "You go, Bird."
Oh, that's not even that I can talk about.
I'm
talking-
happy I didn't have to do the braiding because I couldn't see.
I think you braided my hair. No.
I did not.
Okay.
One of
Yeah.
the new booties braided
Strong
your hair.
drink, huh?
No, I know. I remember that. But I thought you. Yeah, you're right. That was a different.
I didn't see you.
Yeah, you did. You
When?
saw me. Yeah, I'm getting my stories confused. That's how bad that drink was. No, there was just other weird conversations, Kevin, that just got weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think that's what happens when you go to a party.
And you
There
don't
were-
know everybody, and then halfway through he was talking to somebody and realized he already knew them.
That happened?
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that could also happen sober, though.
It was interesting. It was fun.
Okay.
Look, Jerry Soma helped me so much because he put a big giant tent in the backyard. So it was tented, and the weather was a little crappy that day. But I had a fire pit and a tent outside. So it was a whole vibe out there. And then inside it was a different vibe. It was fun. I had so much alcohol.
A lot of food there. Yeah,
A lot of
Yeah.
food.
Holiday cheer.
I made Jay Bird's pizza, the homemade pizza that he loves.
Oh, right, yeah.
He didn't even have a piece.
Because you fucking drugged me. That's why. Because, my neighbors, they took me home. Because where am I? That drink, I really thought, I woke up the next morning and go, that witch poisoned me.
I just made you a really strong drink.
You made me the strongest of drinks.
I wanted you to be the stripper.
Amber says, I want to know more about Virginia's husband, Panda. I heard he was barfing on the golf course.
So Panda never drinks, but we had got a sitter. You know, Rocco was not going to be spending the night with us. Rocco went to grandma's, and we were having this big fun party. And this is what happens. Like once or twice a year, Panda's like, all right, I want to get in the crazy. If you can't beat him, join him. He got this big handle of Apple Crown.
Oh, wow.
I mean, if you're just drinking twice a year, You should not
Right.
buy a handle
Right,
of
that's-
anything because a handle just it's for seasoned salty dogs.
Wait, a handle. It has the handle on it.
Yes.
Because I get a Tito's handle. That's the same bottle
It's-
you're talking
yes.
about?
The pirate's drink.
It's you buy in bulk because you have a problem.
He got that for like one night?
He got that for himself
if you're
For like one night.
and drank half of it.
Holy crap.
if you're
Okay.
a
Now I
Right.
know other people were hitting it with it. Jerry was helping him.
I
but
had some.
I know other people had shots of it, but he drank the majority of it by himself.
Wow, okay.
We definitely had a heart-to-heart, I love you, man conversation
Oh,
out on
yeah.
the golf course.
Okay.
I think
As
twice.
he's barfing?
I think no, this is before the barf.
Okay.
But I think we had the conversation twice.
Same thing.
Yes.
Just hit
We
repeat.
really love each other.
I got a call from the security guard at the place where I live, which I love the security guard. He's really nice, and he's like, "Look, I'm getting reports. Can you verify or deny that there is really loud rap music with lots of vulgarity being played?" That was true.
Okay.
And that there was several, not just Panda, several people on the golf course puking.
Oh my gosh.
You are so classy.
Several people.
So classy.
Wow.
Those
Barfing.
golfers are going to be so pissed in the morning.
I don't know if anybody ralphed in the cup,
Oh, man.
but if I know my crew.
Yeah, no, it reminded me kind of a college party a little bit.
These are middle-aged people.
Yes.
Yeah. Going after it.
I was laughing because a lot of people showed up crunk. Like a lot of people showed up already in it.
Bird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guilty?
Yeah.
I had a designated driver.
I think it worked because I started the party at 8. And so when you start the party at 8, everybody kind of pre-games. When you start it at 7, they show up a little sober. The first hour's awkward, blah, 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 blah. But
Okay.
when you start the party at 8, everybody shows up with a buzz, and it's way more fun.
Okay. So that's your suggestion is,
That's what I thought.
and then you technically, I guess, would have to buy less alcohol, correct?
There was so much booze. I mean, I had the biggest bar set up at this party. I had a signature drink, which of course was Atoll vodka cranberry lemonade for the holidays.
Okay.
And that was delicious, but that went. I mean, they drank the shit out of that. And then I just had every kind of alcohol you could want.
And she put it all in my cup.
I made it sweet for you, baby.
And then the very next day, Bird, you had a party at your place?
No, there was another party going on at another friend of mine's.
Is that where
But it was
you,
another party where he had to go.
is that where you got in the middle of the wrestling match, or did that happen at your place?
I don't know what I should say anymore, Kevin.
Let's just say it happened.
Let's just say there was an altercation and I had
Yeah.
to break it up, and I hurt my neck doing it.
When two of your friends start fist fighting, you have to
Well-
get in between because you love them both.
I wouldn't even say it wasn't even like that. It wasn't about fist fight, nothing like that.
Okay.
It just
Got a
was
little testy.
Somebody was just popping off a little too much, and I, like a hurricane that's approaching. I'm like, oh, this is not fucking.
You could
good.
see it about ready to go
I'm
down.
like, yeah, let's just get out of here. Let's get this. Let's get this hurricane to bed. And man, I was about 5 minutes too short, too long. I waited.
It goes great until it doesn't.
It goes great till it doesn't. And I didn't even know what happened. I just saw it kind of go down. So I just wanted to make sure nothing got
Yeah.
worse. And,
Okay.
it happens. Everything's cool. It's all good.
One text said, yeah, I'm cutting back on the drinking because of the anxiety I feel the next day after it's so intense. Do you guys experience that?
Yes.
Yeah, I would say so. That's one of the reasons, too. I have noticed changes in my body, and it's so weird with my drinking now. I don't get what I would even call hangovers. It's a weird thing, or they're just different. I don't have nausea. I don't have headaches. I don't have the traditional thing. I am so dog-ass tired And then there's a little bit of depression that goes along with it because, like, you put yourself in this position that you're so tired. It's like I don't sleep a minute. Even though I may be out for 8 hours, I wake up like I didn't sleep a minute.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a real thing. Especially if you're over drinking, you're gonna have some anxiety, as they call it.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It's a good reason to do what you're doing. If you want to, binge drinking is gonna give you some. It's gonna give a lot of people anxiety. You say things you don't normally say. You're not sleeping as much. It's just the way it is.
Well, that's what I'd heard. Richard Branson one time was talking about his drinking, and he had said that I don't want to steal the joy of tomorrow for something today because it's never worth it. And that was kind of me the day after Christmas. I didn't have anything to do anyway, and it was gloomy outside. I was just watching.
Which added to your depression.
Aliens. Yeah, right. It really kind of did. It was
so sad.
The 26th.
It's cold.
I was just tired. I just laid around all day. But, I felt dog-ass tired. And that is part of it where I'm like, I don't want to get to that point where when you drink so much the next day, for me, it's going to be a wipeout because I'm going to be too tired to do anything.
Yeah, I completely understand what you're saying.
So that's where I'm going to try to go. Now, I'll see how long it lasts. I'm sure I'm going to slip up a couple times in the new year, but it's to have a greater awareness.
Yeah, I'm not trying to do a dry January or anything like that, but I'm doing what you're doing. I mean, definitely slowing it down for sure.
Just saying, hey, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need to drink half that bottle.
Well, the problem I've got is I don't have anyone watching over me.
Sure.
I really don't.
Yeah.
And that can you have to have some self-discipline. You gotta dig deep. I mean, y'all got people to you have a gatekeeper.
You gotta get married.
I don't get much other than all she asked. She's like, did you drink all that vodka? It's like, yeah, it was me. But that's really about it. That was the only question. She's like, all right, I don't know that she was upset. I didn't get any kind of lecture. It was just a question. And I looked, I'm like, holy shit, I did drink a lot of vodka.
Well, the fact that you didn't get a lecture just tells me you didn't do anything that stupid.
No.
So you kind of skirted a bullet.
You probably did, but
the worst part of it is just the next day, you're so tired. It takes a whole day to get over the exhaustion.
The anxiety can be something, nothing bad can even happen, but you can still have the anxiety of the next day.
You did it all wrong.
Okay.
You have all the anxiety and none of the cool stories.
I know.
Right, yeah.
Because we have cool stories from the naughty party.
Yeah.
Oh, believe me, I had a fuck ton of anxiety from the parties.
You gotta incorporate a little bit more fun and risk.
But I was out in the wild.
Yes.
You were in your own
If you're
castle.
at home,
Oh, yeah, no, I was.
The anxiety comes for me when I'm out in the wild. I mean, I got fucking turned at your party, and I didn't know half the people there.
Well, I think the only
do
thing,
now.
I do
the
now.
thing with you guys, though, you're at a party, and there's a lot of people doing that. If it's Christmas, and I'm like, yeah, I think I'll have another one. Why not? It's Christmas. I'm the only one that's doing it. So it's like you look over and be like, I think Dad's getting a little lit.
Oh, don't feel bad. I did it on Christmas too by myself. Don't worry about it. Yeah. You're cool. You're cool, dog.
Anybody who's trying the dry January, here's what they said to do. They said the first thing you do is you come up with a list of about 30 interests, hobbies, and activities that you like as an alternative to drinking, so that you can look at a list quickly to find something else to do in the moment where you feel like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just going to go drinking.
Okay, let's hear this lame-ass list.
Well, it's your own list, whatever your list is. So it's not the same for everybody. They say get the alcohol out of your home. Easy access to alcohol is what moves a craving or thought into action.
Fuck, I call good Greek moving and storage.
Yeah.
I got a lot of shit.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm trying to slow it down, but I don't want to fucking throw my out. Screw you.
Yeah,
No,
I hear you.
no.
I'm not doing that either.
They always do that in the movies where the person's making all the changes and it shows them taking the liquor bottle, and
Pouring it down the
pouring it
drain. Fuck them.
Why do we have to go so extreme?
Right.
They are out of their mind.
Bring it to me.
Just keep it at the underneath the sink and don't drink it for 6 months.
They say eating more protein will help curb cravings for alcohol. And they say you should replace your usual urge to drink with something else, like making a cup of ginger tea, taking a bubble bath, or going for a 30-minute walk.
Okay, replace it with something like a Wonder Joint.
Some people do. Some people have
I know
made
they
that
do.
switch. Yeah.
Oh, big time. Well, that's what
Yeah.
California sober is, man.
Yeah.
I don't drink, but I do smoke the herb.
I've got a bunch of edibles in my freezer if anybody wants them.
Okay. She don't know
Right,
about,
I know.
She don't know about the law.
No.
But I will talk to you.
Yeah.
Let's talk after the podcast.
Somebody brought an excessive amount to the
Did they
naughty
really?
party. And a lot of them were consumed. But then, I mean, how much can one party consume? There was a lot left over, and they're just in my freezer. I got to get rid of them before one of the kids accidentally eats it.
I think I'm going to finally get my card this year. I'm right at that point where I think I'm going to do it because I have noticed, I won't say who, but there's somebody here in the office that loaned me a few edibles. Don't know where they came from. I'm not going to roll over on anybody.
They just fell in your lap.
They just, yeah.
It could be a few people, by the way.
Just coincidentally, they said, hey, try this. And I've been having a really terrible time sleeping. Last night, I told you, it's hit or miss. Sometimes I'm only sleeping 3 hours a night now. And I'm like, and I'm laying there, and it's weird. It's no alcohol in your system, the caffeine, all that kind of stuff.
Just the thoughts.
I think it's my body's changing, man. It's the craziest thing.
Old man thoughts.
Yeah, which are depressing.
They're fucking terrible.
Terrible.
I have some of those. Too.
I'm so old.
Oh, man.
What happened?
Oh, man, thoughts is
I used to be the young guy in the room.
Right.
Now I'm the old dog.
Oh, it's terrible.
Oh, man,
I'm
thoughts
the
is
old drunk
It's
dog.
a great name for an album.
Yeah, old man thoughts.
And Kevin's right. They are depressing as fuck.
Yeah. And so I've noticed if I would do an edible about maybe 45 minutes before I go to bed, I lay down, I zonk out, I sleep all the way to the alarm clock. Now, the one thing, when I do get up, I'm a little groggy, more than normal. And it takes about 20 minutes to shake off. Because I'm up and I'm kind of like,
So high.
Yeah, probably, or whatever it is.
We
But
gotta change up your dosage, baby.
whatever it is. But it's not bad. It's enough where I've slept, and then after I shake off the fog, then I feel really good. And I'm getting to the point where I'm like, that is better than doing what I did last night and getting 3 hours of sleep. And then, because, man, I'm like, what am I going to do by Friday? I'm going to be, I'm going to be dead.
I mean, you just said right now everything you need to say to get your card. No problem.
I guess I'm not. I mean, I don't get why you wouldn't have had it anyway. There's really no shame in the game these days.
No,
you're a guy that wants to be legal.
It's not shame. It's just, it's like the first cost of what, $300 just to get in the game?
Yeah, but we know people.
Yeah, I know, but that's I'm going to do it that way, I think. But I think that's been the barrier to entry of $300 to lay that down. Like I don't want to do it and be like, nah, I'm never going to use it. I don't want to throw away $300.
If that's your only hang up,
yeah,
please don't. I'll fucking help.
no. It's,
GoFundMe.
no, I can
I
take
mean,
care of
dude.
it. That's the only reason why I didn't jump.
We'll
right in.
crowdfund for Kevin.
Well, you're not. In my opinion, I don't know how people get a good night's sleep on alcohol. Even if
I can, and that's
at
the
all,
one thing
I
I
can't
watch
either,
now.
yeah.
If it's an hour or two before I'm going to bed, I'm like, yeah, don't do any alcohol because it's destroying my sleep.
The one thing, and I really do struggle with sleep, but the one thing I've learned that does help, and I'll still struggle with it, is swimming. If you swim, I'm talking to the point where you're tired, like a little
Right.
kid tired, that can make you at least go under. For me, anyway, that kind of activity. But
Yeah.
who else wants to? I mean, you have to fucking swim.
Thanks, Dick. Pool privilege.
Well,
Fucking rubbing it in the
I
new
know.
year.
I
you got
know.
a pond back
You
there.
know how bad I want a pool?
You got that Tequesta pond. That shit's sweet.
Now it's got Panda's Ralph in it.
You said Nikki's like, you're some thrown up bitches, man. You throw up at my party, he throws up at your party. 'Cause that was your party. That wasn't Panda's party.
He tried to make it his party.
Yeah. And then the other part of it too is that, because a lot of times I just like the alcohol just to take the edge off because I am more cranky and I don't like being that edgy kind of close to Dickie Rants.
Right.
Especially with family and all that, and that's why I'll have a drink so that I can mellow out a little bit. But
Smile.
if I could find that a little nugget of an edible could do that, and I take away the edgy dicky dude, then that might be the path for me more than drinking alcohol.
Oh, dicky dude's gonna be gone. It's just gonna be dude.
That's what I want. That's what I want.
Dude.
I have a question. You're talking
Yeah.
about feeling edgy or dicky or whatever.
Yeah.
Are you talking about when you are stone cold sober?
Stone cold sober.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that make you feel bad?
Yeah, I don't like that because there will be Fridays or there will be nights, and I've had that, where if you're ever having a fight with me, I'm stone cold sober. Because when I'm drinking, I'm happy, dude. I don't fight with anybody when I'm drinking. It's typically when I have not, and it's the end of the week, and I'm just stressed, I'm tired, and I'm edgy.
And you come at me, bro.
And you come at me. Yes. If people come at me at the wrong time, then that's where the problem is. And I recognize it, but I'm so, at that point, revved up and stressed and edgy that I can't even stop it. And I'm saying, dude, calm down. And I'm like, and I can't. It's just, it's like the Hulk kind of thing.
I understand what you're talking about.
And two, it's a little misdirected hostility. Whoever that last
You're right.
person
It's not
is
fair.
that gave you grief and stress gets the brunt of all the other stresses
Right.
that you're carrying throughout the whole week.
I recognize that, and I hate that. In fact, I hate that guy more than I hate the guy that maybe has a little too much and is tired the next day. That's why I continue drinking.
You don't want to be dicky.
No,
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, and that's it.
And sometimes you can't help being dicky. If you
Yeah.
know your mood and you know you're going to be dicky, that's one thing.
You're
but
not going to take away the stress of this job. It's always going to be that. That ain't going to change.
You're always going to have a little dick in you.
Yeah, you got to have a little bit of edge to do
That's
what we
what
do.
she said.
I'm talking to you too, Saniki. I'm talking to all three of
I got
us.
a big dick in me.
Yeah, we're all dicks in our own way.
Yeah, and somebody just sent me a dosage chart too, where you can look and it goes right over to the side and tells you what each little bit will do and what it'll help take care of. And if I could get on something like that that's very specific to say, hey, I need to take away the dick.
You definitely can.
Yeah, then that's where I'm thinking this might be the year I jump in on
Oh,
that.
Kevin's going to join a band. Hopefully the Jaybirds would find love to have you. Kevin starts playing the bass. That would be amazing.
Yeah,
He can hit the triangle.
He
Yeah.
grows his hair long.
I think it's a better move for me. So who knows? Could be the year of the weed for the Kev.
And if not, I'll meet you at the bar next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see other things that happened. Was there anything else that jumped out at you guys? I know, Virginia, you were talking about something interesting going on in your neighborhood. You said that there is a teenage tattoo shop there in Tequesta.
Oh my gosh. So in my neighborhood, there's a lot of teens around Magnolia's age, like 15, 16, 17. And I guess word got out that it was like the hot teen neighborhood. So now new teens just moved in at the end of last year.
Okay.
And now there's like these roving teen gangs all the time because, with one teen comes 8 more. So some of the new teens that just moved in the neighborhood, I guess one of them got a hold of a tattoo gun and
No way.
rogue style in their house set up a teen tattoo parlor and started tattooing other teens in the neighborhood.
Damn.
And then parents are like, where the fuck did you get that tattoo? And they're like, oh, over there at little Johnny's house.
I remember back in the day, kids would get, we called them prison tats. They'd end up tatting up their friends. They always looked like shit. They never
But they
looked
usually
good.
were with like a needle
Yeah, right.
and ink. This was a real ass tattoo gun like you would see if you go to a tattoo parlor.
Yeah, if you
These
knew,
kids stepped it up.
if you knew somebody that could just do it, I wouldn't give a shit if they were sanctioned up. They could prove they were able to do a good tattoo. I'm like, yeah, tap me up, bro.
That's what happened. And there's now like 6 teens that are like all
Damn.
underage in my neighborhood walking around with tats. The tats don't look that bad, but I think it was just the fact the parents were like, who the F gave you a tat?
The tats look great. They have 3 different blood diseases now.
Right.
You know there's a hygiene thing, right?
Oh,
You know they didn't clean properly.
Always go to a pro. But I see why.
So
it
this was a
happened.
neighborhood issue that was brought to my attention over the holiday break. I'm like, what?
That's
we have a
pretty
teen
awesome.
tattoo parlor?
Yeah.
When I take walks around my neighborhood, I always wonder, I go, what weird shit's going on? You know,
You
there's-
have no idea.
There's so many houses we all live in by your neighborhood. You
Yeah.
know, just by pure numbers
Right.
alone, there's some really
What's
weird
happening
shit
in
going
those,
down.
yeah.
And at least a few of those houses, where are they and what's going on?
The more I know about my neighbors, the more I'm like, what?
Yeah, because I mean, there's definitely some weirdos out there.
So many weirdos.
Just by numbers alone, some of them live in your town, on your street.
Yeah.
And if you don't think that, you're the weirdo.
And they're doing some bizarre crap behind closed doors.
And some stuff is fun, bizarre crap, but then there's some shit that you're going, what the fuck is going on behind that? You'd be shocked of what's going on behind the closed door.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No doubt.
And you may never know. It may never come to light. I'm trying to confirm something that I found out in my house before I moved there. And if it's true, I've got quite the story.
Murder?
That's the rumor.
You love
Murder in your house?
I have to confirm this story.
Yeah. How would you find out? I wonder if you Googled your address, would it come up? Because I would assume there had been a story if somebody had been murdered in the house that maybe it would ping the address and that would come up.
So what it supposedly happened, and I'm supposed to interview her. Supposedly there was an overdose in my house, but here's where it gets a little hairy. It's
Was
either
it somebody in the snack pack?
It's either my house or it's the neighbor's house. But I believe something bad happened in both of our houses. But the story goes somebody overdosed in my house, but there's a few people on the street that thinks it was not an overdose and that it was possibly murder. I got to confirm that.
Damn.
Yes, I have
Okay.
to talk to the one person. If it's not my house, it's the next door neighbor's house.
Yeah.
But either way,
we're friends with them too.
it's pretty.
It does make you wonder. In fact, I had to stay in a motel over the break for one night, and the
Ew.
thoughts I kept having was, I wonder what's the weirdest thing that's happened in this room.
You said motel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like one of those
Probably
right next to
murder.
the airport.
A lot of when I watch a lot of those murder documentaries and murder
Yeah.
specials, a lot of times these dudes will be traveling across the country and they would just rent the motel for their crime and then bounce out after a couple hours. That's
Yeah.
what a lot would happen at these seedy motels. Sometimes people go to these seedy motels just to have a drug party for about 4 or 5 hours and then bounce out.
Yeah. I stayed at Hampton Inn. Is that a hotel?
Yeah, you're good at the Hampton.
Oh, Hampton Inn is not bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's not a motel.
So it was by the airport because when I went to Logan for a couple days to hang out with Pops and just kind of see Logan, which took about 10 minutes.
But you were there to see Pops.
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
is so nice.
We had a great time. Watched a lot of movies, ate out, checked out all the new cuisine in Logan.
Oh, I'm sure he just loved being with you.
Yeah, I loved it too. We had a great time. But I was coming back. I landed in West Palm Beach at 10 a.m. the next morning. So I was leaving super early, which
Wow.
I like to do. So it was getting up at 4 a.m. And my dad is like, he's like, I love you, but I think I'm going to drop you off the night before. I'm like, yeah, it's great because I got a shuttle. It was stayed right by the airport in Columbus.
Perfect.
And not a problem. So my thought was, because Dad, when he picked me up at the airport, he comes all the way in. I said, you can just wait outside. It's not a problem. He's like, oh, no, I wouldn't do that. He's old school. You come in, he greets you at the gate.
Greet you.
Where he can. So then we get out there, and I'm like, all right, where'd you park? He's like, I have no idea. So we go walking out. He has no clue. And this is about an 8-story parking garage.
He was so excited to pick you up.
Here I come from the South Florida heat, and it is cold and slushy and snow, and I'm freezing my balls off. And we're just traipsing through this parking garage trying to find his car. It took about 45 minutes.
Was it the Columbus Airport?
Yeah, Columbus Airport. So
He was so excited to pick you up. He wasn't thinking.
Yeah.
He just parked and dashed in there to see you. Aw.
And I want to say anything, but his driving skills are not solid. And I was always Mom's worry was, he's okay in Logan. But, Logan, there's no traffic. There's 2 stoplights, whatever it might be, so it's not a hard town to navigate. You get to Columbus and, it's bigger city material. And so just the whole way, back to his house in Logan, I'm like, oh my gosh, and thank God it's daylight. But I was so tense the entire time.
What was he doing?
Just like trying to merge. You're like, Dad, okay, do you see that? And it's like he's not even paying attention. It's like he's just, just kind of going along. And the last time we had gone back that he drove for Mom's funeral, he missed this exit. Took us about 30 minutes out of the way. And so I'm watching the navigation thing. So I'm thinking on the way back, it gets dark early. I'm like, why don't you just take me back in the afternoon? I can do whatever. I'm like, I don't want you driving at night. He's like, I'm fine at night. I'm like, okay. So here we go. We're pulling out of Logan. I'm like, he's fine. He's got Logan. So these rural highways in the middle of Ohio, they're really dark. They're not well lit. But I'm like, this is Dad's stomping ground. I'm okay. So I didn't put the navigation on yet. So I'm just having a conversation with him. And he's like, yeah, it's dark. This one's a little bit tricky. And I saw him. I'm like, I thought you would have taken that and gone that way. And he didn't. And he went right past it. So he goes right by where he should have gone. And he starts to take a right. And I'm like, wait a minute, because when I saw the sign that said wrong way, I'm like, Dad, you're pulling onto the highway. And so he's pulling down the
wrong way.
He's pulling down the on-ramp, and here come cars exiting. So cars are coming at us. It's planes, trains, and automobiles. Right? Dad is about to go onto this 4-lane highway down the wrong way.
Oh
and
my
God!
God!
I'm like, Dad, you gotta pull over, man. We're going the wrong way. So he starts to go. He's like, I'll just drive down the hill, but the hill's a complete drop off.
Oh
so
my
we
God!
would have gone straight head first right into the highway, smashing the car, clearly killing us. I'm like, Dad. I'm like, just please. I'm like, can you pull over and just let me drive?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. It was so nerve-wracking. I was shaking.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, we're not going to make it. So yeah, I got over and I drove back to Columbus. I'm like, Dad, why don't you just stay the night in my place? You can drive back. I'll leave. You can stay, sleep in, get out of here, and drive back in the daylight. He wouldn't hear of it because he had his dog in the back seat, or he just didn't want to stay anyway.
That's the one thing I noticed about your area when we went up there. There's a lot of drop down roads.
It is. It's treacherous.
I mean, it's dangerous.
I mean, I've had so many friends that have driven off cliffs and whatever. It's really treacherous driving in that area.
Yeah,
because it's so dark too.
I had vertigo the entire time when we were in the car because it's nothing but turning. You're just turning and twist and it's up there.
It was tough. So when Dad dropped me off, I'm like, well, I think I've probably seen him for the last time, but somehow
he made it home.
He made it.
I think next time you should rent a car and drive yourself to Logan.
Yeah, I
just
think,
to alleviate him having to come into Columbus. That's too much for him.
We rented a car and it was a game changer. Because when we were going to go up there, remember we were going to stay with your dad the whole time. Mm-hmm. If we didn't have a car, we would have been figgity fucked.
Yeah. No, it's the way to go. I think I learned a lesson.
And
then you take all that stress off your dad,
Right.
As our parents get older, we got to put less stress on them. And you always just look at your parents, at least I did, and think, oh, they're invincible, they're fine. But no, our parents are getting old, y'all.
Here it comes. Here it comes.
Our parents are getting old.
What was amazing, my dad wasn't the least bit stressed. He was so freaking calm. I couldn't believe
he's accepted death.
He's like, we're okay. We're all right. He was so calm, like, Dad. There were 2 semis exiting. He's driving right into 2 semi trucks. I'm like, Dad.
Oh,
your dad is
He's like,
my
that's all right.
gosh.
I'll just pull over the hill. Dad, it's a drop off.
It's not a hill. It's a ravine.
It's a cliff. Oh my God, it's such a stressor. Oh,
did you guys go to any caves or anything like that?
No, we didn't mess with that. We pretty much just hung close to the house and kept it low key. No, the caves is where you really die. Like that's where the cliffs are.
No shit.
My dad has a car about the size of a matchbox.
Okay.
We could probably all as a show pick it up.
What kind of car is it?
It's a Chevy small ass bitch car. I don't know.
Small ass bitch car.
Yeah, that's it. All right, so let me see here. Any other announcements we need to get to? Somebody did send in an email. Virginia, you're talking about kind of a weird thing that I wasn't anticipating. I didn't know my son Cannon was going to be off school again today. And you talked about you had one kid that was on, one that was off.
Yeah, and then I found out I was wrong.
What?
Panda went to go drop off Rocco at school this morning. It's a teacher work day. The teachers are there, but no kids.
So you freaked out everybody when you said Rocco had school?
Yes.
Oh, he went to school for that sucks.
They were in car line going, man, it looks kind of empty.
Are you cozy though? Now you thought you were going into sudden death, and now you have a free day. That's kind of awesome.
Panda said Rocco was delighted.
Oh, I bet. Can you imagine? You think you got school, and then all of a sudden, like, oh, it's amazing.
Sometimes it works out better that way because he would have stayed up late, or he would have slept in, and now he's got the whole day to do whatever the fuck he wants.
You're right. Mm-hmm. Free day.
Okay. Also, Michael had said when you guys were talking about the funniest movie scenes, because that's a lot what my dad and I did was watch funny movies that we liked. He said, I can't believe you didn't have the movie Airplane in there. We did. Actually, it is in there, and it's on the poll. So it is in there for funniest movie scenes. In fact, we gave credit to a few. The one where the pilot realizes he got bad fish. That was funny.
The drinking.
Yeah, the drinking one was good. I always laugh hard at the one where the nun's playing the guitar and you got the girl with the IV and she swings the guitar handle and it knocks the IV out of the girl's arm. She's like,
that nun is
starting to
funny.
fall
Man.
out, yeah.
He's a happy nun always playing.
Yeah, everybody's jamming and the girl's stroking out behind her. Of the ones we have, if you want to go vote, it's at kvjshow.com. Bridesmaids right now, the wedding dress shopping scene's got 34% of the vote. That is the number one vote getter so far. Poll just put up not too long ago, though. Tommy Boy, where he destroys Richard's car door, that's getting a good bit of votes. Old School, where Will Ferrell gets tranquilized and then falls in the pool, is up there getting a lot. The Step Brothers building bunk beds is getting a good bit. Christmas Vacation has got a good bit of votes. And then Austin Powers, the Who Does Number 2 Work For scene for the funniest. So if you want to go vote, we'll give you the results of that either tomorrow or later on this week. So just go to kvjshow.com. It's good to be back, y'all. Brand new year. Anything else you want to throw in the mix, send us that email, mail@kvjshow.com. Y'all have a good day. Goodbye.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems, ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.